Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review. Just recently I saw a film called The Visitor, which I think was done in 2007. It's an independent film done by Overture, which is it's a Stars company. It's more independent. and It's really a sensational film, and it's absolutely beautiful, very heartwarming and enlightening and uplifting. It's about a man who's a widower. His wife passed away. Uh, he is an economics professor, and he lives this very sedate life where he only teaches one class so he can have so he can focus on writing his book, and some of it was co-authored, but it just seems like he lives in this routine. He just goes from day to day, and his life seems sort of boring, like he's just existing. And he goes from his home in Connecticut to his apartment in New York, where he takes time off from his busy schedule. And when he's there, he walks in on this young woman from Senegal who happens to be bathing, and of course she freaks out. Why shouldn't she? And, and she starts yelling at him in French, and it's really quite amusing. And we learn that she's the significant other of this man from Syria. His name's Tarek, and Tarek plays the djembe, which is a type of conga drum. And it's really quite funny how they start to begin to be friends, and their friendship is something that changes Walter's life forever. He's an allegorical character. His last name's Vale, and what's very intriguing about that surname is the fact that he lives underneath the veil. He doesn't realize it until Tarek comes into his life unexpectedly, just out of the blue, and everything changes so drastically that he finds everything transformed, including himself. And at first he was taking piano lessons from this lady, and then he decides that that's really not something that he's very good at. And even his piano teacher says, well, you're just not suited for the instrument, which is really kind of mean. But he did so because his wife used to play classical music, and I guess that was just the way he would remind himself of her and keep her memory alive. Later he goes with Tarek to this club that he plays at. He plays basically he plays drum beats for jazz, and he's really good. He plays in drum circles on the street, and his wife also sells jewelry to eager buyers for quite a nominal fee. And she makes really beautiful works, and they make money this way. Unfortunately, things go awry when they're going into the subway. I think it's Manhattan. I can't remember where they're going, but he gets stopped by the police, and of course some things have gone horribly wrong. I'm not going to say what, because they are immigrants, and it's very interesting to see what happens here. And of course there's a lot of that post 9/11 fear mongering going on in this film as well. They exploit that, and it's really interesting and also very, very tragic. It ends sort of tragically as well. I'm not going to say what happens later on because there are huge spoiler alerts here, but it ends kind of bittersweet, but it's actually happy in a way. It ends in the way that you think it would, and it's just really a sensational movie. If you have a chance to see it, then do, because it's absolutely wonderful, and I give it 2 thumbs way up, 5 stars hands down, across the board. And it's just a film that'll make you happy to be a human being, And there are so many good lessons to take from it. And my dad and I received a confirmation about it. We received a cosmic nudge because there's somebody that we're helping right now. Um, he fell off the wagon a couple weeks ago, but I think he's back on his feet. I think he's doing very well, and he's staying away from um, sources of temptation. I would call that. And I've been writing about it. I've got a journal about it. I don't really mind doing it because I think at some point in time people are going to want to read this story, because it's very, very heartbreaking at first, because he really didn't have that much of a child. He didn't have a childhood. He had to grow up. He was basically abandoned by his so-called parents. His father was alcoholic, so it's just, and his mother did LSD, so it's horrible. And I'm just glad that I have had the opportunity to have this in my life, and the movie was an illustration of that in a different way. It just I'm becoming a better person because of our border. And of course, my dad said, I don't think he thinks that you hate him. I don't hate him. I hate the fact that he got into drugs, because it just is such a insidious disease, for lack of better terminology. It just is something that completely destroys your humanity and makes you a shell, and then you just die, and it's a horrible way to die. And it's just, I don't advocate the use of drugs whatsoever, even though ironically I sell cigarettes and alcohol. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm a hypocrite. But it's something that he is learning quite a bit about himself. He's learning about himself, and I'm learning about myself as a person and helping him. And I just hope that our hospitality is respected and I know it is. I know it is. I'm not just saying that to say it. We know that it is. Dad and I know. And it's just something that this movie illustrates so well. The whole vicissitudes of Christianity itself, the base, the crux of what Christianity is truly about, is in this film. It's not. It's about agape. It's about caring for your fellow man, visiting those who are in trouble, taking care of people. We are one family. That's basically what this movie is all about, and I just think that it's one of the best movies I've ever seen, and I couldn't praise it more than I am now.